Welcome, welcome, my friends, to AI Creatives Connect Live. I hope you're doing awesome today. Why don't you chat in? Let me know if there's anyone out there watching. Let me know how you're doing. Hope your week has been going good. I know lots of you have started dabbling into the world of AI in music. And this is where you have the opportunity to call in, dial in, say hello. Let's know how you're finding the world of music and AI.
Going up, go hard, win the war. Show them what you got.
Welcome to the show, my friends. If you've made it this far in the week, just hold on, because you've only got 2 more days. You're going to be on dry land. Remember, you can always call in. There's a phone number for those of you who are subscribers. As you're going to call in, you got to chat in and let me know that you're going to call in, and let me know what first 3 digits to look out for. And I'll see you come into the chat. I'll unmute you and you'll be on live. So if you have anything you want to share with the world, you got a message to share about AI, about your views, now's a very good time for you to share those views. All right, the phone number is right there. If you want to call in, if you are a subscriber, feel free to chat and let me know what phone number you're going to be calling from. We'll get you on the show.
Mouth creative, going in on some deep stuff. Life life is crazy. Beam me up, feel see. Let's go connection. I don't understand. I don't understand why you had to go, but life unexpected. I don't understand why you're not here. I don't understand why the years were so short.
Right now, it's one of the tracks that I released earlier in July. It's called M''AUFE if you want to check that out on all these platforms. But for now, let's talk a little bit about what's been in the news of late, just the AI news, good old AI news. I know some of you are looking to know what is happening in the industry. So this is a segment we call AI in Music. There have been some landmark deals, the rise of synthetic artists in the past few months, and copyright debates. These take center stage this week. The world of AI in music is buzzing with a mix of groundbreaking collaborations, ethical debates, and a surge of new creative tools. This week's Hot Topic highlight a pivotal moment for the industry as landmark deals are struck. So I know you're wondering what landmark deals are struck. We're going to talk about these landmark deals. Have you heard about 11 Labs? Well, I've got a video coming out about 11 Labs. 11 Labs struck a deal very recently. You know, the voice AI people. Well, they struck a deal between independent music publisher called Kobalt and the digital rights agency Merlin. And this agreement establishes a framework for artists to opt in and allow their work to be used in the training of AI models, ensuring they are compensated for their contributions. Now, you already know that in this world of music and AI, there's been a lot of controversy about our friends Suno and Udio. And 11 Labs have taken a different route. This agreement establishes a framework for artists to opt in, and they allow their work to be used in the training of AI models, and that ensures they're going to be compensated for their contributions. This move is being hailed by some as a crucial step towards ethical AI development in music, offering a potential model for how creators can be fairly rewarded in the age of generative AI. But, you know, honestly, just makes you go, because how much do you get paid for 1 million Spotify streams? A few thousands at best? So I wonder what they're going to be paying for training AI models. Pennies? I guess we have to wait for all of this to play out. But that's one of the latest developments in the world of AI in music.
You gotta move. You have got to move. Mountain, you've gotta move. Mountain, move over. Your time is up. Get on up out of my stuff. This mountain has been removed. This mountain is long dead and gone.
Welcome, welcome. I see our friend Faizo. Faizo, how you doing this evening, this morning, this afternoon, wherever you are in the world? Thank you for coming through. Yes, we are on live. If you wish, you can also dial in. We have the number right there on the screen. So if you want to dial in and say hello, feel free to do that. A long 1 week wait, I know.
You have got to mountain. You've got to move. Mountain, move over. Your time is up. Get on up. Out of my stuff. This mountain has been removed. This mountain is long dead and gone.
All right, still on the developments around AI, the conversation around AI generated artists has been amplified by the recent viral success of the Velvet Sundown, the infamous band. Rick Beato featured quite a bit on his channel, and the whole story about them has not been very popular amongst real artists. The Velvet Sundown, if you haven't heard about them, is a band whose music and backstory were entirely created by AI. After accumulating over 1 million streams on Spotify, the revelation of the band's synthetic origins has ignited a debate about transparency and the need for clear labeling of AI generated music. And it just makes you wonder, well, if 1 million people were deceived, right, into thinking this was a real band, and they bought into them and they still have quite a following, then maybe it's an indicator that some people just don't care, right? Music insiders are now calling for streaming platforms to implement tags that would inform listeners when they are hearing music created by AI. I'm wondering, do you feel a ways when you hear music is created by AI, or do you just soak it all in and say, oh, this is good music? I'm wondering. Like, for music I create with AI, I'm just enjoying it. But again, it could just be me because I created it. I'm wondering what other people think. But I've gotten quite a bit of feedback from other people, and to be quite honest, when I use AI to work on my music, it's not 100% AI. I write the lyrics, I write the melody, I very radically slash anything that doesn't meet what I'm looking for, and I make sure that I'm the human in the loop, so I'm showing up. But the problem with other people is they don't show up. They just let AI do everything. And I guess that's why some people feel a ways about AI music. I'm wondering, what do you think about it? So remember, this is a show for you, right? Friends like Faizo who are on, this is a show for you. So if you want to call in and you want to debate any of these topics, feel free to do that. Just remember to mute your computer or your phone when you dial in so there's no background noise, but jump on the call as soon as you are able. All right, Faizo says, good music is good music, whether AI or not. Hello, that's what I think, that's what I feel, but some people, they get quite emotional and, sentimental about it, and they dig in their heels and they're like, I won't listen to anything AI. So perhaps labeling it as AI will help those people avoid it. It's up to them. These tracks I'm playing for you are my compositions, and even though you're hearing what was generated as a result of my prompt, it's not just a textual prompt. It has a bit of soul in it because I put my melodies in there. I prompt with my keyboard and vocals in addition to the text prompt. So it comes across differently. But no matter what, good music is good music.
Ray Charles, God players, so many good things wrapped up in one. But when I think of Grandma's jukebox, I understand what it's about. Susie Quattro singing it out. Elvis is a shout. Beatles doing what they do. And Nat King Cole singing about good times. Ellen Natalie, what a trip. Keith Chin, Coltrane.
Grandma's Jukebox from one of my latest releases.
Even George Howard, Bob James too. Bay City Rollers, all part of the magic. MC Coy, Tyner, really all that's left to say. Then Louis, strong as ever. Chick Corea playing his piano. Herbie Hancock too. So many things rolled up in one.
That's a track called Grandma's Jukebox, and generated from Suno with my very superior vocal keyboard prompts to get it to think straight. But I give a shout out to Coltrane and the Bay City Rollers and Susie Quattro and all these awesome artists I grew up with. And I think we as musicians, we are a reflection of the music we grew up with and the music that we've listened to up till now. You hear a lot of my tracks very vocal heavy. So shout out to the great Take Six, one of my favorites. In fact, my favorite group in the entire world is Take Six first and foremost. And that's why you hear a lot of that influence. And if you haven't watched my interview with them, you want to go to the Spread Love podcast and you can watch my interview with Take Six. Those guys, truly amazing and huge influence in my music. Well, it's time to shift gears here, my friends, because you know that here on this show, we want to talk about the topics that are very important in industry. We also want to have a good time and hear from you folks. So if you want to call in, just feel free to do that and just let me know in the chat that you're calling in. First 2 or 3 digits is good. I'll unmute and we can have a conversation. But for now, we're going to talk a little bit about topics that are hot in the industry and thoughts that are important in industry. So let's shift gears to get into a more learning mode, learning zone. All right. So here we are getting into the learning zone, my friends. And we are going to talk a little bit about the future of AI in music and resistance to AI in creative arts. Let's be perfectly honest, when you think about people's fears, they are not unfounded. I understand why people might have a trepidation towards artificial intelligence. But one thing we don't want to do is try to control people. You can't control people. You shouldn't, right? People can make up their minds if they want to use AI for whatever purpose. So last week, we talked about the purpose of these discussions. It's a place for the curious. It's a place for those who may even be opposed to AI, or people who are in the middle and want to hear more of the narrative to understand what's going on. So in these sessions, we talk about emerging applications of AI, transformations in industry, forms of resistance, and so on. And last week, we talked about emerging applications in the world of AI. Today, I talked about 11 Labs. So if you haven't been to 11 Labs Music, just Google it, 11 Labs Music. You'll be able to see what they're doing. I used the tool. It's not a bad tool, not as sophisticated as Suno, but it's a good start. And, you know, a lot of folks are just looking for music royalty-free. They don't want no strikes. They just want royalty-free music to use for their creations. So now we have tools that can help you in generating melody, harmony, lyrics, or the entire process. Now, let's talk a little bit about Suno's brilliance. Let's leave the concerns, on the table. A lot of people, they have these concerns that, it's not fair to the artists whose material was used to train this, blah, blah, blah. I understand that. But let's talk about some of the good uses of artificial intelligence in music. It could be used for therapy. It could bring a huge amount of joy and satisfaction to people who are near to the end of their journey. It could bring a lot of joy to people who are going through emotional turmoil and distress. To be able to be in the creator seat, it offers a lot of joy to people. So it's important for us to not throw out the baby with the bathwater. I know there's a lot of concerns, but there's also a lot of good, right? Just being able to be in a creative process of your own. Do you know what it would cost to, like I'm listening back to some of the music that I'm generating, and I've been in this world for over 30 years in music, creating, working with artists in studios, producing all sorts of records, albums, CDs, cassettes. So I've been in it for a long time. But when I look at the creations that I'm able to generate from Suno or Udio, I do a very quick assessment monetarily. That wouldn't be cheap. If I was going to get all those people in the studio, the voices, the horns, be the trumpet, the saxophones, the guitarist, the bassist, are you kidding me? That easily, like what I use, I create, like let's say I create 50 tracks with $10. Those 50 tracks would probably cost me $50,000. It would be an astronomical amount to get that level of quality. So Suno, if you're listening, whatever you need to do to get all this legal mumbo jumbo sorted out, let's do it, because this will stand the test of time. And for those of you who've heard about Suno Studio, you probably want to sign up, because you want to be one of the first as one of my AI creatives people, so that you can give feedback and so that we can compare notes about that. But, beyond the legal concerns, truly, what Suno and Udio has done is really remarkable. Suno especially. Suno is just absolutely crazy. I cannot believe the articulation of chordal changes and melodies and harmonies. It just blows my mind. And I've got a lot of questions to ask those guys, one of these days. But, another cool thing about AI systems in music is they generate music that's customized to you. They can create adaptive soundtracks. They can be used in creative partnerships. I've jammed on AI created backgrounds, and it's quite an experience because you don't know what to expect, especially when you've not listened to the music. One of the things I love doing is generating a background and just either picking up a keyboard or a guitar and just jamming on it. And then we also talk about innovative music creation. It's like a collaboration going back and forth, creating that synergy. And there have been transformations in the music industry driven by AI. So in the world of music production and mixing, the automation of complex tasks. Like Suno is an end-to-end. It's crazy. You come up with a song. It can even help you in generating the melody, the harmony, and it goes through the recording process, the mixing process all at once. Now, the only thing that, I would say with Suno is the mastering has a long way to go. It has all sorts of artifacts, which if you downloaded the stems, you're going to be able to get rid of. But even with the messy artifacts, let's be honest, how many people are going around scrutinizing the number of artifacts that appear in a recording? Very few. So what they've created is likely to stand the test of time if they're able to sort out all that legal stuff. Yeah. And then AI has also helped in generating high quality sound output. I've demonstrated on this channel a number of times Lambda. Lambda is a great way for you to go into the mixing or the post-mixing process into mastering. We also have data-driven music recommendation and distribution happening, right? Algorithms analyze your behavior and then they tailor the recommendations to you. It's already happening on Spotify and other channels, right? And then data insights. With that, AI is able to shape music distribution strategies to optimize reach and engagement. So there are some good things that have come up as far as AI is concerned. Now let's not forget the resistance. Let's talk about the resistance very briefly. There are concerns about authenticity and artistic integrity. For users of AI, don't hide it. Don't try to make it sound like you did it. Just be honest about the part you did and the part you didn't. So critics debate if AI-generated art can truly embody human artistic authenticity and emotional depth. We all have our perceptions and we need to work that out for ourselves. There's also concerns that AI art might diminish the value of traditional human creativity and personal expression. But let's talk about that for a second. What do we mean by human creativity? I could argue that I have been wildly creative in my use of Suno. I've used it to do things that very few vocal groups will ever even imagine, only because of the syncopation, the key changes, and the range involved. So I could say I have been creative in my use of an AI tool. You see, the face of creativity is changing as we go through the ages. Before there was a camera for photographs, well, there was oil painting and canvases and pastels, and I grew up around all that stuff because my mom is an artist and I appreciate art of all sorts. My ancestors are a family of talking drummers and hairdressers, so I can absolutely appreciate all forms of art. I hold them very highly, but I'm not blinded to the fact that things are changing in the world, like drastically changing. What you would have considered to be creative today, or in 1990, I should say, people look at it as standard. So maybe you got an Apple computer and you're able to do graphics on it, and that was emerging. Well, now everyone does that. So we've moved on from that to higher levels of creativity. You're now being challenged even more. So I think that the future is going to hold even more challenges for the creator. You got to hold people's attention and you got to be in the top tier. Now with AI, what can you do? Now that there's a democratic view to firepower that exists to create, let's see what you could do. Let's see how you can use AI to produce the most amazing piece of music or art. Let's see that happen. That needs to be our general disposition, because the world of creativity is changing, and while I understand the skeptics have some points, things are changing. All right, Fatty P 1976, thank you for coming through, and CXV, thank you for coming through, my friends. So Fatty P 976, Paulie says, what's this Suno studio thing? So Suno is coming up. Let me see if I can bring it up behind me for a quick second here. So Suno is going to come up with a more integrated studio solution. Let's go to the home page and see if that's there. They're going to come up with a more integrated solution which will enable you work as though it were a DAW on steroids. You see this? It says coming soon, studio is coming soon, join the wait list. And it says step into the future of music production designed to move with your creativity and give you full control. Create stem by stem and export to MIDI. So it's going to be wild. Just click on join the wait list. So if you go to this link over here, suno.com/studio waitlist, yeah, so it already shows I'm on the list. I'm already on the list. But since you're not on the list, let me share this with you in the chat. And maybe, just maybe, you'll be one of the first so that we can share ideas. All right, so it's not a WhatsApp number. This is a conferencing number, and it's an audio conferencing number. So if you want to jump on, feel free to do that, and I'll see you when you come in. When you come in, as long as you let me know the first few numbers that you're calling from, yeah, I'll let you straight in, and we can have a conversation. All right, so that's the Suno studio. It's gonna be even crazier. You think Suno is wild? Well, this is gonna be a lot crazier for sure. All right, so we need the skeptics, we need the critics. They help keep us aligned, they help keep us balanced. I'm not complaining about them. We need them. We need, the forces for and the forces against to have a complete force field analysis at all times. I'm not looking for them to convert over. I'm quite comfortable with the opposition to AI. We shouldn't all agree. We shouldn't all have to hyper norm, or have this, that fawn mentality where we're just saying, okay, I'll just go with whatever you say. AI is good. Let everybody use it. No, I like the opposition. I love conflict. I love constructive conflict. It's good. So some of the other concerns, and we'll end with this for today, are the economical and ethical challenges for human artists. So whether we like it or not, there's going to be an impact of automation. AI automation threatens traditional artist jobs by performing creative tasks at scale and speed. Let's talk about this for a second. I used to hire artists to do graphic art for me. And to be quite honest, with the advent of AI, I have done less and less. In fact, it's come to a zero. I have not hired any artists in a while. Now, even though I'm very art capable, I used to hire them for cartoons and things of that nature. Now, I don't need to do that. My kid does it for me with AI. But she's very art inclined, but I don't need to worry about spending days and days. I just say, hey, where's my work so I can get you paid, But she does it like this. She did 35 pages of comic strips in a day. 35 pages with the bubbles and everything. How did she do it? A number of tools. You've got Sora, you've got Midjourney, and the speed. And I mean, when you've got an artist who knows what they're doing, which she does, it's very quick. So there have been changes to how people get their money, for sure. There have been changes, and I'm not diminishing that. Authorship issues as well. AI generated art raises complex questions. If you've read a little bit more into this, it's really all about who really is behind the scenes programming this data in. Because if you're learning as a human, you're not taking the art, you're not taking a Picasso or a Rembrandt and carting it away to look at it anytime you need it. No, once you've learned enough about these styles, You can mimic a Picasso, you could mimic a Van Gogh, right? As a human, I'm not talking about AI. Now, AI works pretty much the same way. All of these are zeros and ones and binary information and metadata. And all of that data is not necessarily stored on site. So when we talk about AI generated art issues, it could get rather complex. It could. And then when it comes to copyright and compensation, ensuring fair copyright protection and compensation for human artists remains a critical ethical challenge. I feel that as humans, we are digging ourselves gradually out of this, but it is going to be an ongoing topic. I don't think it's something that's going to be settled in a year or even 2 years. Fatty P 1976 Paulie says, I write my own lyrics. That's awesome. But I have the AI do the music for me. That's cool. That's okay. But I have a lot of good prompts. I feel like I'm the conductor. There you go. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. Well, my friends, that is all for the learning section for today. And now it's time to see if we have anyone who has called in to say hi to the rest of the community. Let's see. I don't see anyone's called in yet. And the time right now is 37 past the hour. So we got roughly 5 minutes left before we round up today's conversation. But it's been a great pleasure to be with you on this call today. Alright, so I'm not really sure what's going on. Let me share the details again in the chat. I'm wondering if I typed in the wrong stuff because I just tried calling in and I was able to get in myself. So it's possible we have a wrong, do we have a wrong number in the chat? Phone number. But let's see. Beatology says, is there a way to further split the vocal stems? That's a very good question. Now, I haven't tried that with any of the available software, but I know that there are quite a few good ones. If I were you, I would try some of the recommended ones and see if it can split out, you know, the soprano, the tenor, the alto. For me, to be quite honest, if there is a glaring difference in any of the levels, I try to do that as much as I can from other sources like the EQs and I try to elevate the bands that I feel is a little bit low, but I haven't tried to split the background vocals from Suno. It just comes as a composite. But one of the things I see Suno do is it puts some on the left and some on the right. So if you want to tackle it, more heavily on the left and more heavily on the right. So if you want to tackle it from that angle, that could be another way to go. Yeah. But I haven't tried to resplit the composite vocals that I've gotten from Suno at all. That could end up being a totally different project right there. Yeah. Oh, you're still on hold? No. That can't be from here.
Way beyond the line, cinnamon skies, brighter days, peace ahead, feeling alive, not dead. Cinnamon skies, nostalgic, fantastic. Cinnamon skies, smell it, feels so good, just like bliss. Peace, nothing to miss. Fresh air breeze, toes and sand on the beach, wind blowing on my face, vitamin D, a thing of grace, spirit please do, 'cause I need you.
Yeah, I understand the frustration of not being able to get in. I would be very honest, and I would have told you if I was selecting messages. Anyone can call in. So like here,
This service is provided in
anybody else wants to try, feel free to do so. At first, the call was on hold, but it's not on hold anymore. I genuinely want to hear from anyone who has anything to share, any views to share, whether good or bad. I'm not into the filtering of, trying to withhold what people say. I want to hear opposing views. I want to hear people who have something to share that challenges the status quo. So while there's a problem dialing in right now, I want you to understand that I am sorry that is happening, but I don't play games when it comes to people asking people to call in, and why would I do that? That would be so ridiculous and foolish. All right, that's not how I roll in the least bit. So if you want to send me your phone number, like I said, I will call in I'll call you. Wherever you are in the world, I will call you. If you're finding it hard to dial in, I will call you myself. Yeah. Hold on.
Go ahead.
All right. So, so this is like a comedy of errors because I've got various levels I'm trying to even out. But I hear you loud and clear. So tell me where you're calling from.
I'm calling from the infamous downtown Los Angeles, California.
Oh wow, infamous. That's where all the action.
Yeah.
That's the musical capital of the world. Yeah, the showbiz capital of the
Yes,
world.
it's been good to me living out here. It's been very good to me.
Oh, that is awesome. Well, thank you for your patience and for calling in and all your contributions to the show. And I'm just curious, what do you think about this whole AI, anti-AI movement in music? What are your real views, if you can share with the audience?
I mean, my main concern is that I do a lot of film and television placements, and nobody wants to accept any AI music. So I'm very upset about that. You know what I mean? I hope that changes because it's gonna make me try to stay away from these things. But I hope man, that lawyer that's suing Suno, man. I hope we can use this stuff, man, because I'm not clear on if we can really use it, because nobody will accept any music for film and television or artists if it's AI generated.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
tough. Do they give
Actually,
give the logic? Do they tell you why?
Well, Suno is in a lawsuit right now. That entertainment lawyer, that chick entertainment lawyer, her and some other people are trying to find a class action lawsuit against Suno right now. So I hope that doesn't affect the company. But I'm telling you guys better download all your Sims and do all that kind of stuff now, because because it's too good to be true. Like,
Yes.
This stuff is better than paying people on Fiverr or most of the artists I worked with. I mean,
That's
the stuff
true.
that I'm getting, I could never afford to or would want to do it for film and television. It just doesn't pay enough.
True talk, man. Absolutely. So how have you been getting around that? Have you been, creating music in a different way, like the traditional way, to get it in front of people?
I'm gonna keep it real with you. I'm anonymous on here, so well, no, I'm not. I put my phone number and my company name.
Well, it
But,
it
I'm-
can't be seen. Oh, I see what you
Okay.
mean. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, right now I'm not submitting any AI music. So what I'm doing is just hint, wink, wink. I'm just getting musicians to replay the stuff, because they claim that they could tell if it's AI. They
Really?
claim so.
Really?
I know Suno can, because Suno knows it because they outputted it. But if I put my own on top of the output,
Yeah.
see, what I think is going to happen, Suno is going to eventually catch somebody that didn't pay that $30, and they're going to sue. And when they do that, it's going to open up a can of butt whipping for everybody. It's going to end Suno, or the record company is going to buy Suno, and that's going to put us all out of business, producers, engineers, and musicians, because it's already there. They don't need us. I'm telling you, it's so easy now. We don't need no outboard gear. All I have now is a pair of speakers and my laptop, and I'm doing master quality, incredible works.
That's wild. How are you doing your mastering? What tools are you using to master?
I listen to you, Lander. Lander's pretty good. You know what I mean?
Isn't it? Yeah.
I'm lazy. Yeah, no, I listen to you. And by the way, thank you so much, man. Do not give up on what you're doing. You helping. I'm platinum, man. Like I've been on the Climate 2001 and a lot of stuff. So you're helping everybody, man. I
wow.
listen to you every night.
Wow.
I love Take 6 also.
Whoa, those
so
are my
thank
boys.
you, man. You're really a help.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
I
you.
love those guys. Them guys could sing, man. Them guys really got talent. You're a really good musician, so I just like to give you your flowers now.
Oh, thank
before
you.
the record companies either buy. I think the record companies are trying to buy Suno. I think they're trying to buy it, because if they buy Suno,
We're
they won't
doomed.
need producers or artists anymore.
Yeah.
They won't need them.
I honestly
think
think
about
that too. Yeah.
Now think about it. What they need to do is buy the technology, and like the big boys like Universal and Disney and the big boys, they need to put all of their stuff in it and then create a master Suno just of their catalog so they can legally use the stuff, and then give that to the producers and the A&Rs. That's what they should do.
Those are really, really great cutting edge thoughts and thinking. And because you're in the capital of where it's all going down, you're hearing what people on the street are saying. What are other people on the street saying about this?
Well, I worked at the record label, so I have a pretty different perspective. Like, I have every perspective. I've been a tour musician, a working producer, and I've actually worked at Interscope. I got Lady Gaga stuff as a demo, so that's how long I've been around. So the record companies, I think, are trying to take the technology away from it so they don't need artists and producers. I think they're going to try to buy Suno. And if not, I want to invest in it. I would invest into it right now. But what I'm scared that if they lose that lawsuit, we cannot use none of that stuff.
I don't think they're going to lose the lawsuit. I think there's going to be a settlement because you know how these record labels are. They, UMG, they just want, Shylock's pound of flesh. And once they get it, I think they're going to be good. But if they're as greedy as we're imagining them to be, then maybe they want it all. Maybe they're not going to leave anything for the little guy. So once they own something like that, we're doomed. We're going to be paying them, for life. And I really hope that isn't the case because there's so much firepower in Suno. I don't know about the Udio lawsuit. Do they have one against Udio as well? I think they do. They got both of those.
The same lawyer, man. The same lawyer. And it'll be nice to get her in dialogue with you, man. If we can get her on here to talk to you about that, because you're the AI guy. I'm just gonna give it to you. You're the AI guy I go to learning, because I'm old school, man. I come from a 4-track. I'm 53. You know what I mean? So I'm old.
I come from that world too. I
2
come from that world. 2.5-inch reel to reel. Yep.
Yeah, half
SMT.
inch tape. That's the world I come from. Yeah, when we have to actually cut tape.
Oh yeah.
I remember when Pro Tools first started on the 2LC, when it used to take to do one move in Pro Tools might take you 6-7 hours.
Those were the crazy
so
days.
I'm old school, brother.
Oh, I'm old school too. Did you ever do those Tascam cassette? That was for the budget bedroom people. That was like the bedroom Pro Tools of those days. Those 8-track cassettes, and then you mix those down.
4-track Tascam.
4-track, yes, 4-track, then 8-track.
Yeah.
Then it proceeded to the Roland VS 1680, which was a 16-track portable. I had one of those, and the BR8.
My friend had one of them Rollins. Yeah, the great ones. Yeah. Then the ADAT.
ADAT.
EA88.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah. You've been around. Those were the good old days.
Man, I'm old, man.
I'm in that same boat. I kind of resisted it for a while, though. I kind of resisted coming on the wagon with, the whole computer thing. I'm like, no, I want to do it all manually. And then when I couldn't resist any longer, I went to the dark side. So I did some Cubase, some Cakewalk, and then ended up working with people. Me too,
Cubase. Yeah, was my first digital.
Yeah, back in those days.
Well, actually, my first digital was Master Tracks Pro on a Commodore 64. That was my first digital sequencer, okay? So you know how old I am. Commodore 64, Master Tracks Pro, okay?
Was that 80s, late 80s? Was that late 80s?
Yeah, the reason why I started using digital was because over time the ADAT tapes would stretch and then it would fall off beat. So I had to take all of my masters and dump them in the Cubase, and that's what started me on my journey. Was because the ADATs were stretching, and the third verse would become offbeat from the SMPTE. So that was my reason, and I'm so glad I did.
Isn't that crazy how we've evolved? Who even knows about SMPTE anymore? People don't even this generation, won't even know what that was to save themselves. But it's all changed. So imagine cutting out the DAW completely. That is why this is so threatening. You know how many jobs rely on all these DAWs and all these other pieces of software? If Suno cuts all those guys out, then they're doomed as well. So you have a lot of people that are not too happy with Suno right now, because you will see a drop.
Well, production has been going down even before Suno. I was getting 10,000 a beat. Now these guys that are in the charts right now be lucky to get $1,500 a beat. Now you gotta be a ghost producer and a ghost writer and sign for 20 years. Now, see, the game has changed, man. So either we adapt for the change. I'm doing country, man. I have to learn country because that's the only thing right now that's really getting real money. Yeah, I mean, six-figure advances. I thought I was doing something at 10,000. No, country western, you get $100,000 advancements.
That is wild.
Hip hop, you can forget about it.
Really?
You can forget about it. It's no, no money in anything as far as placements. I mean real money, meaning over
Okay.
six figures.
Yeah,
Countries
yeah.
where to go if you want to make over six figures. You can still dollar and cents with the other genres, but countries where it's at.
And is that for live
And I'm
performance or is
telling
that
you,
recorded? What do you think that's just for live performance or for both?
I think Shabuzi is came out of Suno. Seriously, I listen to that, and every time I do some country, the beat sounds just like that Shabuzi beat. So I think a lot of artists seriously, I think a lot of artists we listen to right now are AI because
Yeah.
it's better. Because then you don't have to pay nobody royalties.
That's
You don't have
crazy.
to pay anybody royalties. Then if he trips and you just go replace him, you hold a casting call.
Wow. You're right, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't think of it that way because they would save a whole lot of money. I was just doing a quick analysis. I would have spent over 50 grand for one of the tracks I did because I had an entire horn section, higher end vocals, higher end guitarists, and all that stuff. So even Fiverr, even if you went on
50,000.
Fiverr,
Woo.
yeah, because you get all these people, the horn section, the string section,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
and that costs money. That's not cheap. And you know, multiple takes, like if you're really OCD on this stuff, you're not just going to do one take, you're going to do multiple takes, so it could take all day. And then you pay these people, you pay
Yeah.
the mix engineer, he spends days mixing whatever he's doing, you pay the mastering engineer, you know. But these days, like I was saying, my mastering guy, he had to quit industry because it was so sad. He wasn't getting enough anymore after a while. You know, he's the guy who makes Tower of Power and many other big names in showbiz, but it just went down after 2016. Lander came on the scene, emastering.com came on the scene, and before you knew it, everyone's turning to AI. You know, and when I say everyone, when you look at the top tier, we probably have like the top 2% of musicians who will not do that because they're making top dollar and they don't really care. The Taylor Swifts of this world, the Bruno Marses of this world, and then you have the other 98% who are not making as much. They're not going to have a whole lot of money to spend, and which is why Suno brings so much joy to people. So, what instrument do you play?
Well, that's the hard one. When I first started off, as a DJ. Then I got involved into being a mixer. And I was on tour with Eazy-E. I was in Eazy-E's
Wow.
band. I was
Are
his
you
keyboard
kidding?
player.
What?
Yeah, I was the keyboard player. Yeah, I was with him the last
Wow.
5 years of his life.
Oh my
With
gosh.
Above the Law and Cocaine and the rest. Yeah, I was in the band. So
That
I
is
was the
wild.
keyboard player / I helped with the sound / DJ, and I really
Wow.
showed me my chops.
Oh my
And then
gosh.
I placed hundreds of songs in film and television. My biggest record placement is on Electronic 2001, but then I got bored of that, so then I started working at Interscope. So I got
Wow.
tracks from 50 Cent to Gaga to U2, because we did promotions for, it was called the Interscope Geffen A&M rap department. So everybody from them three record companies is who I represented. So I'm looking at it from like a marketing promotions perspective, an executive perspective, and a mixer and producer perspective, and
Wow.
I want in. Suno, if you hear me, I want in. And you should
Wow.
be in. Because you're the only one I know
Absolutely.
that consistently. No, we should at least have access to the pro version, damn it. I need
Oh,
that
yeah.
right now to spit these vocals. Like right now, seriously, I can't finish a song because you guys got the all the vocals on one channel. Please fix that. Please let us do individual stems. I can't mix the song like that. I can't. And then you guys putting the drums all on one track.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Oh yeah, we got a long way to
Come
go.
on.
We got a long way to go. It's kind of like an evolution, like we're just talking about, from 4-track to 8-track to ADAT to, you know. So I can see Suno easily needing at least 5 to 10 more releases to get the OCD people like us. You know, like, I mean, you're right. If we're really going to do this the right way, your kick on one track, your snare on another, your hi-hat on another, your cymbals, the whole thing panned out with probably 8 different microphones. That is still a long way to go, I think. And with all the artifact noise on Suno, we've got a long way to go. And then when you talk about the vocals, same thing.
Well, they can do it because we know that they pull in from different tracks. So they're not using a drum loop. So they can do it, and they can do it with the lead and background vocals. in my opinion, because they pull in from individual stems as far as I know from how it's programmed. So I mean, Suno, if you're listening, please implement that, because I will give you guys props on whatever I do. I promise I will. but I can't use it unless you guys give me that feature. And another feature is that it's hard to replace vocals without changing the beat. How do I change the vocals without y'all messing with the instrumental, or vice versa? How do I change the instrumental without messing with, because you guys will get the song about 80-90% there sometimes, but we need those features to take it to the next level. And that's my rant of the night.
No, really good thoughts.
I love it, though.
Good thoughts. I
love it.
Honestly, I didn't want to be the Oliver Twist, so I said I'll take whatever I can get from Suno. I'll take whatever they give me, because I couldn't believe the quality. When I started putting my own stuff in there for remixes, I'm like, I'm good. Because let's be honest, the average listener, they don't care whether you had like 24 tracks to mix down. They just care about the composite thing. So if you can get it close enough, but there are tricks to all of this. Like if you've got vocals like the tenors, the alto, the soprano, you can use a 31 band EQ to kind of round some out and emphasize those on one singular track, a little bit of reverb or a little bit of compression or whatever you need to do to emphasize, the different vocals. For me, I do 7-part harmonies. It's too much for me to even get into, so I kind of take what Suno gives me, and I'm able to engineer it to the point that anyone who is a pro can hear those subtle key changes and the notes that bring delight to the junkies. But honestly, the average little guy on the street, they just know it sounds good. They're not saying, oh, that's a plus sharp 5 or a sharp 9. They don't care about that stuff. When you think about those who do, it's few and far between. But Suno it's tolerable enough for now. I really hope they get it better. And as you're talking about the drums, I didn't even think about that. So as a DJ, you think different.
I need the vocal split. I need the vocal split, because they're doing harmonies when they're not supposed to, and the verse might come in weird with the hook and stuff like that. So I would like to be able to just, because with the new version, they're supposed to be adding a mixer to it.
That's true. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that piece.
We should be on the list soon, though. You the only one I know that's on this every night, and I'm a big guy, not as big as Timbaland, but I work with Timbaland at the record company, so how's that?
Really?
I work on the other side.
Let's get him on the show. Let's get him on this show.
That would die. You know what? They in that lawsuit right now, so the lawyers might have told him.
Everyone's keeping quiet.
And then I heard that Suno was mad at him because he uploaded that producer's beat in there.
He shouldn't have done that. I mean, that's wild. I mean, if one had, and I know what he was trying to do. He was trying to show that, hey, you can grab this from anywhere and just throw it in and it's going to work. And while that was impressive, but it violated the very thing Suno stood for, which is, not violating people's rights. And he, of all people, should have known that. I think Suno's reputation went down. It really was. It was. So, but
it was a dumb. I think he was just excited. You know what I mean? Like I feel the excitement. I'm just as excited as him, but I'm not gonna upload it. First of all, I'm scared you're gonna kick me off. If they kick me off, man, I got all them songs in there. I'm like, well, my life is over. Like I have a nightmare now if they kick me off for this thing, or if it goes dark. Because I got a lot of songs in there. I just haven't had time to stem them out. But I'm going to, especially with this lawsuit, and I suggest all you guys do too.
That's a very good warning. So we have some of our friends who are on listening. So Tixit says, it's nice to hear you two talk like that. Thank you, Tixit. And Mikey says, I'm telling you, check out Producer AI. We got to check that out, man. We got to see if that can give, because if that can truly give Suno, you see, my concern with Suno versus Udio versus the others is, can it give us a run for our creativity? Because I'm blown away by what Suno is doing. I'm like, I can't even understand how they program this thing in, because I feed it very complex stuff and it's giving me fire for fire, and I'm shocked. So if that was ever to go away, I don't. It could be quite depressing. I really hope not. I really hope not. Tixit
Like I said,
says,
I hope not either.
yeah, Tixit says a Suno Studio with the MIDI features is crazy. So we're going to look out for those MIDI features. And I know we're all looking for different things, but the composite is really what's going to make Suno Studio awesome. Mikey says you're going to like it. Suno creativity is just wild. So I don't know. Maybe after all is said and done, we can get any of your buddies on the show. Like a phone call to Timbaland, get him on the show.
We're
or someone
scared.
else.
I was apprehensive to do it because now I didn't open my mouth. Now all my publishers gonna really be checking for the AI.
Well, I'm gonna.
I just use it for ideas. Quote. I just use it for ideas.
Well,
but you know
this
what?
is
They could probably still go after you for that.
this is going to be
They could probably
edited
still go
though.
after you for that.
As long as if they're not listening live, they won't know who said what, because the string will not be
I
available.
don't care. You don't have to edit it.
Okay.
You don't have to edit it, brother. Don't worry about it. I'm not scared of them. You know what I
Okay.
mean? You don't have to edit it. Nah, keep it, because I want people to know the truth between two OGs. I mean, it's rare to get people 50 over like me and you that been in the business
True.
30 over 30 years.
True.
You know,
True.
you can't pay for this.
You absolutely
Yeah,
not.
but I like to give you your flowers, man. I learned so much about AI. Like, I'm old school. Like I have to learn. I have to start all over again with this AI. So thank you very much. Love your music, man. And
Thank you, brother.
keep up the good work. I look forward to your cast every night while I'm working on Suno. I listen
Oh,
to
it's
you.
wild. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. When I saw your name, I'm like, yeah, this guy must make some dope beats. But I don't think you got any on your channel, so I got to go look again. Have you got any up
I
on your
do.
channel?
Look, I got some Interscope parties on there. So if anybody
Really?
think
Wow.
I'm BSing, no, go on my YouTube, please subscribe. So if you think I'm full of crap, go on my website, Beatologist.com, BEATOLOGIST. And if you guys got any questions, I'm here to help. If it wasn't for people like you helping me and some of my mentors helping me, now I'm going to give back, because you guys are hipping me to some stuff I don't know. So thank you so much, brother.
I
love your
appreciate
channel.
you. I appreciate you, brother. And I'm going to put that link in the chat so that, the folks on the call can do exactly as you're asking, because we should all help each other out, subscribe to each other's channels, and see what's going on. So
And you got my phone number, brother. You could call me anytime, or anything. You in LA, we can hang out. You know what I mean? So,
Absolutely.
just let me know, man. I'm with you. Whatever you need, you can call me, brother.
I
Thank you so much
appreciate-
for your useful information.
I appreciate you, brother, and let's hope that the future has good things in store. Like you warned, I would also recommend everyone, as you did warn us, to download our stems and all our little assets from Suno, because we don't know
telling
where
you.
this thing's going.
I'm
Yeah.
telling you this is what's gonna happen. I think that Suno don't do it. If somebody uses it and they didn't pay for the subscription, just let it pass, because soon as Suno sues somebody, then it's gonna mess it up for everybody. Then they're
That's
really
true.
not gonna accept no IS.
That's
You know what I mean?
true.
So Suno, please, man, please. And guys, don't be on there submitting stuff and not paying. You guys can't pay $30 a month or whatever the other thing is.
Yeah.
That somebody just need to come and handle it another way. But pay the money so these people keep being in business. You know what I mean? And let's keep this going. I love Suno. I love your channel, and let's continue to do great music that changes people's lives, man. This stuff we do change people's lives, man.
You're right, man. I appreciate you, brother. I hope we can have another chat
All right,
again
brother.
soon. Thank you.
Anytime. You can call me anytime, man. Have a good night, man, and I'm on the channel. Thank you.
Thank you, brother. Have a good one.
All right, thank you. You too.
Good night. All right, my friends. Well, that has got to be the call of the week, because that is our very first caller ever, and there are a lot of lessons to learn from what was said and the way our call evolved, because in the very beginning, you see, there's a little bit of turmoil and tribulation with the phone lines, because the communication was off. There's a lesson to learn from that. You see, when the communication isn't straight, people think different things that are not aligned. But once the communication is all set, it's smooth sailing. So I really appreciate Beatology for coming on. And hopefully in the weeks to come, we'll be able to have many more of you awesome creatives on the call to just share your raw, unfiltered opinion about what's going on in industry. What's going on in industry is truly gonna shape what happens to those coming after our generation. So we're very passionate about it, and I know a lot of you creatives, some of you are way over the mark of 60 and 70 years old, and you're having a blast creating, and it's giving you that emotional and mental high. Same for us. Only I would love to hear from some of you folks who were doing it in the 60s and the 70s. I would love to hear what you have to say about this whole idea about AI in music and how it is helping you. What exactly is it doing for you? Because I've spoken to at least 3 70s, over 70s on this channel. Next week, please dial in. Let's have some conversation and let's rationalize where this is going. All right, I want to say a big thank you to everyone who came through. Shout out to Beatology for that awesome engaging call. Shout out to Tixit. Shout out to Fizo, Mike Keys. Thank you for coming through. I appreciate all the chats. Shout out to our friend CXV for coming through. And Fatty P 1976, Paulie. Matthew, I didn't even see Matthew come in. Matthew Lozano from H-Town. Thank you, buddy, for coming through. We had someone else come through way early on this call. I'm looking for his name here. Gilberto. Thank you, Gilberto, for coming through. I think that is pretty much everyone who sent in a message. I think we got them all. Okay. Well, the music that you're hearing was created using Suno, using some very advanced prompts. I'm going to put that in the chat for those of you that like Neo Soul. If you just Google the name of my virtual arrangement, it's called Morph. If you just Google that, you'll be able to listen on all platforms. And let's see if I can just put that. There we go. Let's put that in here. All right. Thank you very much, my friends. I appreciate you. I look forward to seeing you again next week, same time, same good channel.